Sup, gigglers?
Gary, fix the Wi-Fi.
Manifest that shit.
We can't be managed. I mean, the day just got away from me.
It's your road dog, girlies.
No, I can't.
You guys, we are
Exhausted.
so tired. We just got off the plane, and I was like, should we just repost the Bachelorette episode from a year ago? And then Des was like, guys, you need to tell them what happened this week on tour. And we're like, but we're dying. And he's like, what's more important?
Also, my hairspray exploded in my bag that my microphone is in, so now I'm literally inhaling hairspray.
Wait. You're going to get high.
So, yeah. So many things happened on this tour that were just like unforeseen circumstances. Okay, now we have to tell the story of the hotel debacle.
Can I start it?
Yeah.
Can I start it? Okay, so this is my favorite story. Paige books an insane, expensive, fancy hotel.
It was $400 a night.
When I saw it, it was like $800.
Okay, whatever.
It was expensive to the point that I was like,
I'm pretty sure it was $433 with tax.
whatever price I saw the time I was booking it, I was like, I don't deserve it.
If I have to leave my bed, I need to know that I'm going to a comfortable, safe zone with a mini fridge. If they're still in their COVID no room service, no business.
People did no room service for a little too long.
It got excessive to the point where I was like, let's.
So then you Uber and they still make you go down into the lobby. This is the thing. I stay at disgusting hotels, but I just need a bed. I kind of like being like, am I going to survive tonight? It makes me
I
feel
wonder
alive.
if this bed has bed bugs. We'll
For
find out.
sure. We'll figure it out. A little itch never hurt anybody.
Right.
So I decided to book the Sheridan. Shout out to the Sheridan. So Paige gets dropped off at her castle, and me and Grace, our new Gen Z correspondent who we love, go to the Sheridan.
Mm-hmm.
We're literally getting our keys to go to our $100 rooms.
Yeah.
And Paige is FaceTiming me, and I'm like, okay, is she okay? Like, a bleach and tone. And
A bleach and tone.
so I pick up and she goes, cancel your rooms now. And I'm like, cancel? Like, a lot of hotels don't even let you cancel. I'm like, we just checked in. And
It's
you're
the
like,
Sheridan.
that was so mean. The Sheridan's never done anything to you.
Sorry, that
They
was
were actually
me.
so
That sounds
nice.
so elitist.
They were so nice at the Sheridan.
Yeah.
Was I scared? Yes. But they were so nice.
Was there blood on the floor? Possibly. But were they lovely?
Was there lemon water in the lobby? No. But if I needed it, would they have gotten me a water?
No.
Also no. But did they have snack? Yes. So I think he heard you and you were like, dude, I don't know what happened, but they upgraded me because my room was smelling of cigarettes. So they gave me a different room, but the only room they had is a huge room with like
It was a penthouse.
It was a penthouse. And you're like, cancel your rooms, come back, and we'll party together and get our makeup done. And
we
I
were
was
going to
like,
have our photographer come to this hotel, do like an awesome
I
photo
go,
shoot.
this is a literal dream. So I tell the Sheridan guy, and he's like, girl, no worry, I got
Yeah.
you. Cancels. We walk back. You would have hated it. We were walking back.
No.
We walk back to your hotel. We try to just break in at first and we realize, and some guy goes up to us and he's like, you girls are getting your makeup done? And I thought that was really weird. I was like, first
You're
of
like,
all, I am getting my makeup done, but how did you know that? And that's it. You think two girls together.
Are you suggesting I get my makeup done?
Yeah.
What's happening here?
Yeah, I know that, like, I look a little fugly. I've been traveling. I am bloated in the face right now. And then I was like, maybe he thinks we're makeup artists because we're holding bags. But I'm like, we are in a hotel. People hold bags.
Yeah.
It was so strange.
Yeah, so strange.
And I remember telling Grace, and Grace looked at me like, what the was that? I'm like, that was weird. So we can't get in. We can't find the room. And then we find out it's in a whole different building.
Yeah, it's like a whole different section.
Like, they love separating, like, really rich people from the normal people. And they were like, oh, you're in the normal people building. So we go downstairs, and I went straight to the desk, and I was like, hey, my friend got upgraded, and we're going to stay with her, Paige DeSorbo. And they go, oh, my God, yes. Are you? And they said, are you a bachelorette party? And I go, no, we have a podcast.
Yep.
And then I realized, like, they didn't know who you were.
Yep.
And they thought I was a bachelorette, but I didn't process it because
we were just
I'm
like,
Premar
whatever.
is great.
Yeah.
I did good things. Like, yesterday, I was a nice person.
Yep.
So then he goes, we're so excited. It's going to be so exciting. And he goes, can I film you how excited you are for this upgrade? And I was like, okay, never said no to camera.
Yeah.
So I'm like, we're so excited for the upgrade. Yeah. And they're loving it. And I'm like, that's kind of
Did they
weird.
put it on the hotel's story?
I actually don't know where it went. And I should have asked beforehand.
Hannah Burner, now the spokesperson for herpes. We're so excited.
My manager's like, how many things do you just say yes to and promote? So we go up, and when I tell you, this was the most extravagant hotel room.
No, I've never seen anything like
And
it.
Paige never gets impressed.
I am rarely like, that sounds so bad too, but yeah, I'm rarely walking into a hotel room and being like, oh my
Like,
God.
it wasn't a normal door. It was
No.
like two
They were like,
huge,
yes.
whatever that. It opened like
It was like a 10-foot door.
Yes.
Even when I got to the door, I was like, wait, this can't be right. I thought they put me in like a conference room. I was like, I think this is where they hold meetings.
It was too big for a normal door. Then you walk in and there's a sculpture. Now, if there's a sculpture in the lobby of a room, you are a queen.
You've made it.
You've made it. Multiple rooms. Upstairs, you go up 3 flights to a whole nother like suite.
Yep.
And then there's a suite on the left. We started freaking out. I think it's MTV Cribs.
We're literally P. Diddy.
I was rolling around in the tub.
We ordered so much
We
food.
ordered
it was
so
the
much room
immediate
service.
first thing we did. We were like, okay, well, let's get room service, and then
Green
we'll.
juice, prickly pear kombucha. We don't even like kombucha. We threw it in. I got chilaquiles. I do have to say, there's no way to say chilaquiles and be in a bad mood.
Honestly, that's a good tip for therapists. Like, if you have a client that's sad and upset,
Say
just
chilaquiles.
over in your head 5 times. Chilaquiles.
Then I go, Paige, let's get the photographer to come here and we'll do a photo shoot here. We are like on such a high. I called
We're
Des.
looking up TikToks. We're like, what TikToks are we making in this room?
We called both our significant others to let them know we're better than them.
Yep.
And we just sat there in all our glory. And I was like, Paige, we made it.
Not 4 seconds later does the phone ring, and I think, oh, they're calling because room service is coming up or something. And the guy says, Paige, and I say yes, and he goes, small problem. We mixed up the names on the reservation, and you are in the bridal suite. The bride's name was Paige, and they had just given me her room, and they're like, we have to move you out of your hotel room. So we cried.
No, well,
Small
I didn't know
tears.
this was happening. The makeup artist comes in. Me and the
Yep,
makeup artist are
you're chatting.
kikiing. We're like, how cool is this? And you go, you have a look on your face of holy. And you go,
I'm like, but I already put it on my Instagram story.
no,
I can't
they
take it
had
back
no idea
now.
who we were either.
No, they didn't give a
They
shit.
didn't give a So I posted on my Instagram story too. So then you're like, we need to go. And then immediately I'm like, Grace and I, where are we going to stay? So I'm like, Hannah, I hate confrontation,
Yep.
but I'm like, I need to stand up for myself and be like, we
We're
canceled our hotel rooms.
We're in the elevator being true New Yorkers. We're like, what are you going to say? What am I going to say? Let's really give it to this guy. Like,
Yeah.
he needs to, like, give us free
We need to
room.
make sure
Yeah.
we get a room because right now I don't have a bed. So we get downstairs and he's like, okay, I got a room for you guys. And I go, how many beds is it?
Yeah.
And he's like, 1. And I was like, ooh. So we both canceled. I didn't say Sheridan because I didn't want him to judge me. But I was
You're
like,
like, you can't afford to be here.
I felt he's like, you could get that at Sears. So
Maybe try Sears.
I was like, hello, I just was looking if I could have a room. And he was like, weave up.
The nicest guy.
Dallas
the nicest
is so
people.
nice. They go, weave up. We are
Yep.
so sorry. It was our mistake. We'll get you guys a room. I mean, still, me and you still had to sleep together. Grace ended up getting a
Yeah.
room.
Somehow our new employee ended up getting a great room all by herself. But that's just the kind of bosses we are.
We're also afraid of getting sued. So that because we don't know how suing works. And that would be so much admin. I'd be like, honestly, just take the company. So then we get there and then we realize like, oh my God, where's our food?
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, oh, we'll send it to the right room. An hour later, I'm fighting for my life.
Yeah.
My blood sugar's low. You're having conversation with a makeup artist. It's sounding like wah, 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 wah,
Yeah.
you know, and you're just. So I had Grace call and they were like, oh, it's waiting for you at the other room. And we're like, we could not afford that room. We were kicked out of that room.
Here's the other thing. Imagine if we were a bridal party and random food showed up. That would have been gone in 2 seconds, that food.
Oh,
How
for sure.
those people didn't eat all our food is amazing.
Also, I'm pretty sure I left a tampon in the bathroom.
I took one of the Coca-Colas, so they were down a Coca-Cola in their fridge. And that I do apologize for.
But my thing is like, did she thought you were a bride,
They thought I was a bride.
which is so funny because you give
Zero
You
bride
give-
vibes.
you give more like serial killer energy.
Yeah. Then what happened?
Well,
Okay.
you posted. You were like, little mistake. we got kicked out.
I did. I had to show the gigglers just like the actual journey we were on, because that really would only happen to us. The universe being like, you're doing so well, keep going. Actually,
we need to be humbled.
We needed
a couple ego deaths this trip, and that was important because we had the shows have been way too much fun.
Yeah.
That like in between the shows we need to be tortured.
We started out the tour without our Gen Z correspondent Grace, and we were like chickens with our heads chopped off.
Yeah, where was that?
Nashville. Which Nashville was crazy. Here's the thing about friendship also, like I don't think people are real friends if they're like, oh my God, I love you so much and I like support everything you do and you're my sister. That's not real. Friendship is what Hannah does to me, and that's putting me in situations that she knows I'm going to hate because she wants to laugh. And I couldn't be more grateful for it, because every day she would try and do something that she knew would make me either uncomfortable or pissed off, and just see what happened.
Look, I like to push you out of your comfort zone because I see greatness for you. So basically I was like, I have to bring her to Broadway, which is the strip on Nashville where like it's all this live music. It's crazy. Do I know that she's going to hate it? Yes. Do I think it's something she needs to experience? Absolutely. If I tell her she's going to hate it, will she come? No. So I'm like, Paige, you have to see the strip of places. And then she was like, how do we get there? I'm like, we can walk. It's easy.
Yeah.
20 minutes into the walk, she's like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm like, look, I was not going to Uber.
I knew something was awry when we were leaving the hotel, and the people at the hotel were like, you can't walk to Broadway. And Hannah was like, no, we're from New York. We can literally walk anywhere. And they were like, okay, but it's going to be sweaty.
So we get there, and it's all these live bands, and Paige is like, what are they why are they singing? And I was like, music.
It's like, don't they hear the other I just had a stroke. Don't they hear the other people singing, and then don't they get tripped up? Like,
it's like country American Idol, and everyone's singing at the same time.
Yeah, it's chaotic energy.
We immediately couldn't handle it, and we ended up going to a Margaritaville and ordered a cheeseburger.
Because and we walked in, and the age was you had to be over 60 to be in there, and we were like, perfect.
Yes,
these are our people.
What's it called?
You could hear a pin drop in that place. We loved it.
What's the sale?
The early bird special.
We wanted the early bird special. I wanted to get barbecue, but it gives me the meat sweats. I just like saying meat sweats.
I don't like die for barbecue.
I die. It's funny because Bella Hadid has never said these words before, but I would die for like grits and pulled pork and mashed potatoes and sweet tea.
Interesting. Like, I like a pulled pork sandwich, but I only like the kind that my mom makes. So do I like pulled pork? Because she'll give me anything and I'll love it.
Do you just love your mother?
Yeah.
Which is another reason why I think we'd never join a cult. Because you know how they always say like the second step or whatever step is they cut you off from your family. Yeah. The second they're like, you can't call your mom, you'd be like, absolutely
like, hold on, let me call my mom and just tell her that right now, because she'll be over here in 2 minutes.
They'd be like, wait, I can't talk to my family. Can I ask my mom if it's okay if I can't talk to my family? And she'd be like, absolutely not. Or like, how am I supposed to decide what I'm going to eat during the day, if I can take my birth control 7 times and if that counts?
Also, I think our moms have like really tainted us, because if anything happens that like is not supposed to happen, my immediate first thought is, I'm going to call my mom. She'll know it. Like, I'm going to call my mom right now, and then you're really going to be in trouble.
They don't realize our mom is the cult leader. Okay, like, Gary. Shut the fuck up, Gary. Kim knows what's going on, and Kim will handle this. Yeah. Our mom's coming into... Oh, my God. Our moms would be the moms that are, like, saving us from the cults. My mom saved me from multiple cults.
One time I was in high school, and there was, like... I don't know what it was. It was, like, not a bomb threat, but there was, like, something... And it was just chatter amongst like a bunch of 14-year-olds. But I got so scared, and I texted my mom, and I was like, something's happening at school today. And like, I don't know what it is, but like, it could potentially be scary. That woman was there in 10 minutes, went into the principal's office and was like, my daughter feels unsafe. I'm taking her home. And I was just like, I remember walking out of school being like, my mom is
like,
the president.
I'm the principal now. When I got hit by a car in Wisconsin during college, my mom was there before the car hit me. I was like, hey, I think I hit by a car. And then she like stopped the car. I don't know how she got there in time. No, it's like we were talking about adrenaline.
Yeah.
Mom adrenaline's real.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the moms that like lift cars because like their baby's under a car. I don't know how the baby got under the car, but they do it. That's how I tried to motivate you all week when we were on our tour.
Okay, then Hannah we were in Austin and our hotel was close to the venue. I would have taken a car. Hannah made me walk from our hotel to the venue. My shoes were not walking shoes.
I didn't know you were wearing shoes that were literal just like sticks.
My shoes were not walking shoes. I was profusely sweating.
What kind of shoes are they then?
They're car to table shoes. There's no walking. It's car to table. When you have a shoe on that hurts, you can only walk to the car, take a break.
Wait,
then walk to the dinner table. You're sitting, take a break. And
I love you right now because you're so funny because you're so tired and you have no time for anyone's shit right now, and I'm obsessed with it.
No, I wish someone would try and fight me right now. Like no matter what it was, I know I would win.
We walked to the show in Nashville, and you had to take a couple breaks, and I was like, I can't call an Uber when it's a 90-second walk. And you were like, yes, you can. And I'm like, no, I can't.
So anyway, before the Austin show, I'm not kidding, I legitimately didn't know if I was going to be able to go out on stage. Oh, yeah. I started having a full panic attack out of nowhere. I was making them get I sound so dramatic. I was making them get ice packs out of the freezer. I was putting them on all my pressure points. I looked up how Navy SEALs, how do Navy SEALs not get anxiety? They box breathe. I started box breathing.
I love how she's like, what's the most common situation that I'm in right now that's so relatable? A Navy SEAL. Perfect. He has to go out and tell fart jokes on stage.
A prisoner of war.
A prisoner of war. But this is the thing. I feel like when we went to Austin, it was like a comedy festival. So there were like agents there. Your agents were there. My agents were there. Jamie Lynn Siegler came to say hi.
Ren Stevens
came to say hi. What's hard about panic attacks is people can't tell that you're having a panic attack,
so
except for me.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, is she just really shy right now? And I'm like, no, she's like combusting on the inside.
I was fighting for my life. Fighting for my literal life. When I have a panic attack too, I don't know if anyone has ever, I can't wait to see if any of the gigglers have ever had this, because I've tried looking it up online and I've like asked my other friends who have anxiety. That's the cult we're in. But I know I'm starting to have one because I get this pain that starts at the back of my neck and it goes all the way up to my head. And then my head will start shaking like ever so slightly.
Like a bobblehead?
Yeah. And you won't be able to see my head shaking. It's not like it goes back and forth, but it'll start like almost vibrating. And it's happened to me two other times in my life. I hate doing the podcast and looking at you. It makes me so
I know. I don't know where to look though.
Look away.
Sorry. Don't make eye contact with me.
But then Hannah was like, you're going to be fine. You're going to get mom adrenaline right when you go out on stage. And literally right when I stepped out on the stage and the gigglers were screaming and I was like, I'm fine.
Honestly, I feel like when you're sick, you should just be like, let's do a performance. And you immediately feel better.
Next time I have a panic attack, I'm signing up for OnlyFans. That's it. Let's put this baby to work.
You're cracking me up so much right now. I mean, we've had so much fun together. Like, we've spent so many days together, and like, we still aren't annoyed at each other.
We did 2 shows in Dallas, and then going back, and me and Hannah had a little sleepover, and we watched like a murder. What did we watch?
We were watching about Elizabeth Holmes. It was actually fun to like watch dope documentaries with you there. But then you were so funny. You go, we would be such good roommates. And I paused. And I was like, I slept with you for 3 straight summers, and that's why we became best friends, because we're such good roommates.
I literally like forgot.
It's like a different time.
And that seems like a different, like, I don't know those people.
But like, I got into bed with you, and immediately I was like, hi.
Hey, Craig.
Craig just arrived in LA.
Craig came for 24 hours.
She didn't even tell me you were coming. She keeps us away from each other.
Yeah, I don't want. Yeah, well, look. I live 2 separate lives, and I don't want you to
You
getting
don't want us
together.
to turn on you.
Yeah. Craig, it's a hotel. They all look the same.
Also, Craig, thanks for complimenting my eyeshadow.
We'll call you.
We'll call you. We'll
Don't
have our
call
people
us.
talk to your people.
Yeah, we'll call you.
Wow, poor guy. He just immediately got kicked out. Nice to see you as well.
The
Bye,
men
babe.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. He's actually like our boyfriend at this point.
Okay, Raquel.
Wait,
We're actually like in
he
a
thought I was
throuple.
with him when I complimented him for complimenting me.
Yeah.
He thought it was a trap.
Yeah, he did.
He did not
He's
like
so
it.
scared of Giggly Squad.
He's scared. I think he's scared of me. But I'm like I'm less scary than you.
For sure. For sure. But I think like because my love language, but yours is too with Des, because my love language is like
Being
if I
mean.
really like you, I'm going to be mean to you because I know you can take it. That is not his love language. So he legit thinks I'm being mean.
Oh, I know.
So it's so sad.
But,
But
like-
I'm toughening him up.
Anyway, before we were rudely interrupted, Craig making it about himself again.
Classic.
What were we saying?
Yeah, what were we saying? Fuck. No, we're so brain.
Oh, we were saying. Oh, how you forgot that you roomed with me for 3 years?
Oh, yeah.
But then I know you. Paige, this falls asleep. She scrolls her TikTok, and I knew once like I shut the light, you were gonna be out.
You turned the light off?
Yeah, I manipulated you into falling asleep last night.
Thank God.
Yeah, I'm the one. It takes me forever to go to sleep. Like I was like in the bathroom.
The thing about sharing a room with someone is I immediately get that anxiety of like, what if they fall asleep so quick and I can't fall asleep for the whole night, and then I'm up and like I'll feel awkward turning the TV on or being on my phone. But I feel like you did hypnotize me.
No, for sure. Because I put on a really boring documentary.
Yeah.
I asked you some questions and you hate that. And then you were like, if I just close my eyes. And then you were asleep. And then we were watching Kevin Hart and Nick Cannon's prank show.
Yes, that's what we were watching. I actually had the best night's sleep last night that I've had on the whole tour.
We were supposed to wake up and record this morning. My alarm goes off. Hers doesn't. I can't wake people up. I think like sleep is so important.
No, my alarm went off at 9:30. You didn't wake up, and I was like, I'm gonna fall asleep. Then yours went off at 10. I didn't wake up, and then we both laid there till like 10. I was awake though, but I didn't open my eyes because I was like, maybe she won't want to get up if I don't get up. So I manipulated you this morning also. And then we both were like, should we just sleep
Actually,
more?
you were with me because I'm like, is she asleep? And then eventually I was like, yeah, I'm going back to sleep.
And then we just slept, and then we got up and went to the airport. We're in LA. We're doing 2 podcasts here with
We're doing Stiff Socks.
which is 2 men. And have we ever even podcast?
I've never spoken to 2 men at once before.
No, with men before. I mean, out and
No.
about is
That
different.
doesn't count at all.
Doesn't count. So yeah,
So that's going to be interesting.
it's going to be very interesting, the vibes.
They're like the male giggly squad.
Yeah, I first saw their podcast because Trevor's videos would always come up on my For You page.
He's been making videos forever.
But do you ever feel like once you start following someone on TikTok, then you never see their videos ever again?
Dude, that's crazy.
Because then you have to go into the friends section. And who goes into the friends section on
No.
TikTok?
No, it's interesting because TikTok decides like who you with each week. They're like,
Yeah.
this is your best friend for the week.
Yeah, this is your vibe for
And
the
you
week.
see them, and I guess they see how you interact, and then they're like, okay, well, she needs new friends. I mean, we are so fully controlled by the dopamine of TikTok. It's crazy.
I do love being on tour. It is such a weird, like, adrenaline.
Well, your normal life stops, and then you're just on tour.
Yeah, like I have no idea what's happening in the outside world for the past 5
I
days.
haven't checked my email.
Like, we go on Instagram just to rewatch our stories and
Of the
rewatch our
tour.
TikToks.
And for people to know what we do, we get into a city, 2:00.
We have the same schedule every single time.
Yeah, God forbid it was different. We would never make it to the show.
Because every city we go to, people are like, you gotta go here, you gotta go there, you gotta do this.
No.
And we're like, hey, we're sleepy girls.
We get in, 2:00. Paige starts getting her makeup done first. She tells her, I want the glowy look. I want a glowy
You know
glow."
my look. If I'm ever in a coma and I need my makeup done, you'll know.
Girl,
That
I
is
got
something. If I'm
you.
in a coma, I do want my makeup done every so often. I'm pointing at it.
Wait, and if we do an open casket, I got you. I'm gonna be like, that is way too heavy. She wanted light, glowy.
I'm in the casket. You're like, she looks. Please give her some illumination. Do we have Rare Beauty on hand? She needs a highlight on her clavicle. She would die if she saw this.
No, literally, that's what friends are for. So, and I will watch people do your makeup and be like, oh, she's not gonna like that. But I'm not saying anything.
How many times have we gotten our makeup done together? And in your head, you're like, when this leaves, Paige is going to lose it.
No one's gonna want to do our makeup now.
Hannah and I getting our makeup done is exactly like everyone
getting their nails
done. We'll never say anything.
No, they'll show me something and the like fake eyelash will be like stab at my eyes bleeding and I'll be like, how did you do that? That's amazing. Can you send me the link? It's so good.
Hannah got her makeup done once one of the tour dates, and by the time we got to the show, she had no makeup on. Like, it had literally all run off. She sweated it all up.
I don't know where it went. We were dying laughing because I just looked like I had been crying for 3 hours. I like to get creative when I get my makeup done.
Yeah.
I almost do it for the story. I know it's high risk, high reward.
Yep.
Actually, not really a reward. It's really just bad things could happen.
Yeah.
But I look at their page, I pick something like funky they did that I don't think I could do.
Yep.
And I see if I could do it. Little do I know, I don't know if I really have a face for like makeup. Some people are just like a blank canvas.
Yes.
I feel
like some people have like the best eye shape, like a good lid. Some people have great cheekbones.
Think I have weird lids?
No, I don't think you have weird lids.
You're jealous. You're jealous because yesterday the lady said that I had a great eye shape, and then she said nothing about you. And then I told her, "Ooh, that's a little sensitive subject because Paige has been attacked for her eye shape before," and the girl paused for like a little too long.
And looked at me and goes, what'd they say about your eye shape? And Hannah goes, oh, yeah, what was that bone? And I go, you know my orbital bone. Stop acting like you don't know her. Okay.
And the elephant in the room, the orbital in the room.
And the makeup artist was like, oh, I don't think your orbital bone is off at all. And Hannah just started dying laughing. Then, okay, we did one show, and sometimes, like, here's the thing. I feel like I get attacked a lot in different situations that's so unwarranted and so random.
Well, I think people, like, your looks are your thing. Like, so people will comment on it because they want to talk about it. But, like, it can go so bad.
This one girl in the meet and greet came up to me and she goes, oh, my God, you're so much smaller in real life. Like, you're so skinny. You're so tiny.
She said you're so petite in real life.
Hannah goes, Paige is fat on TV. And you
guys, what's so funny about this is you pissed off all of Oklahoma.
Oh my God. Okay, apparently on one of our podcasts, Hannah brought up Oklahoma City, and I said, oh, I didn't know Oklahoma had a city.
Well, I didn't know that Oklahoma is 3 hours away. Everyone from Oklahoma drove to Dallas.
And every single person that was from Oklahoma that came to Dallas had one woman came up to me and said, Oklahoma has air conditioning. And I said, sounds like something someone would say who doesn't have air conditioning. But I was like, did I ever say Oklahoma didn't have air conditioning? I don't know why she told me that.
They don't realize that we don't remember what's coming out of our mouths.
Yeah, like I say things for the joke, not because I actually believe Oklahoma doesn't have a city, but like, I've never been there, so do they? You know?
Define city.
Define city, Oklahoma.
But I am going to Oklahoma City for stand-up, so come to my tour.
Tickets now.
I'm supportive of Oklahoma. Unlike Paige, I believe that Oklahoma has a city, and I will see you there. And I love all the people in Oklahoma, unlike Paige.
You literally boxed me out from all the Oklahoma people, and you were like, yeah, like she literally doesn't think
No, I had to protect you. They like came with like
pitchforks.
So
Oklahoma of them. Hey.
No, but I also was like, wait, why are you guys in Texas? And they were like, we drove 3 hours. And that was really awesome.
That was so sweet.
Considering, we didn't tell them the private jet story.
Oh my God. Okay. Here's the thing. If you know anything about me and Hannah can be a cheap. We will be walking out of an airport or something. She'll say, I'll get the Uber. And I say, absolutely not. Will you be putting me in a Prius with my 700 bags and have me cramped in there. So
spoken from an in person, the tiniest person you've ever seen. Not on TV, but in person, Paige is so little. And she needs an XL everywhere we go.
No, I like to be in a comfortable SUV with the air blasting.
I don't like getting ripped off when it's the same amount of time to get somewhere, but just because the car's a little bigger, it's $50 more.
Let me waste my money the way I want to waste it. I'm a literal NBA player. So we bring this guy up on stage for, in our segment, Is He
His
Trash?
Name was Hattie,
H-A-D-I. But we didn't want to call him that. So we just referred to him as Hibiscus. And I was really craving a LaCroix at the moment. So I think that's what, and the best part was his girlfriend's name is Maddie. Shout out to Maddie. So it's Hattie and Maddie. And we just were like
so
vibing
cute
with them. And we asked Hattie what he did for a living. And he was like, I do private jet aviation. When he said that, it was like some crazy demon took over Hannah's body. She was like, what do you mean private jets? How much are they? Like on stage she's negotiating with this guy, okay? And he says like, oh, it's like $3,000 to $5,000, and we had to fly from Austin to Dallas that next day.
So we were gonna
we
drive
were in
3
Houston.
hours.
Were we in Houston and then we had to go to Austin?
Houston to Austin. It was
all
like
the
a
days
3-hour drive.
Yeah,
and like
or a 30-minute flight.
A 30-minute flight.
So Hannah literally made me take this man's card, text him, ask.
You know what it is?
What?
I know that deep down you love private jets.
I love private jets.
And I was like, what if I like make, because I know that I'm within torturing, I also like to like
don't twist this on that you were doing something good for me.
I wanted to for us. What he basically did, he was like, guys, I could get you a deal on a private jet.
Yeah.
And I was like, the gigglers would lose their if we took a private jet.
The TikToks we would do
the
on
TikToks
a private jet.
we would do on a private jet. So I said, Paige, you deal with it because you know how to deal with money. And then it ended up being more.
It ended up being a lot more
than we expected.
And I was like, I said to the guy, I was like, look, we probably aren't going to waste that much money on a 30-minute flight. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, we can just drive. I call Hannah. I tell her what's going on. And she goes, fuck it. We're doing it. Like, let's do it.
Look, after the show, you get a weird high. After you perform,
you brought me here in a Prius. Now you want to take a private jet out of here?
Also, a Prius is a very nice car.
First of all, if the I can't even. If the Prius community comes for me right now, I'll put you in the same boat as Oklahoma City. I just,
so you
just
don't
mean
support the environment.
The earth.
So your
carbon emission is at 100.
A huge gas guzzling SUV over a light, beautiful Prius that is saving the animals.
I don't use straws.
So you hate turtles. So anyway, I don't know what happened, but once I decided like I was going to take this private jet, I was like, I am private jet girl. I take private jets now. I was on a weird high. Like you get dopamine like Justin Bieber after his shows. Like I thought that I ran the world. Wait, that's why I got humbled from the universe. I was getting too high. So anyway, I was like, I'm down if you're down. I'm down if you're down. And you're like, I'm not down. Like I'm not going to do all these shows to ultimately make money and then lose it all.
Give it back to
30-minute private jet. But especially Hibiscus, who doesn't deserve.
I just performed 4 shows, made money, and then I'm going to give that paycheck to Hibiscus, who I just met an hour ago? I don't think so.
So then we ended up taking a 3-hour Uber, which honestly was kind of fun.
Yeah, it actually was really fun.
It's like road trippy.
Yeah.
We did also have we bring guys on stage to see if they're trash. It's become like so fun. But we had one guy whose name was
7. Wild. I thought that was like a made up.
I was like, does he listen to Giggling Squad? And he knew a year ago you said on an episode that Craig wanted to name his child. Is it his daughter or son?
Craig doesn't care. I said that you can name the dog that.
Anyway, the guy's name was 7, and it went downhill after that.
Yeah. But we did have great guys for our audiences.
I was scared for a good 9 seconds. We lost control of the crowd in Dallas.
Wait, the Dallas crowd almost.
It was 1,600 people.
Stormed the stage.
We were the Capitol, and they were storming us.
The craziest part was I didn't know what they were so mad about because it was something about sports.
So I've been to Texas before. Their religion is football.
Yeah.
We bring a guy up. We ask him, like, did he play any sports? He says football. And then he says, I'm an Aggie. Now, that could mean so
I thought he was shortening aggravated, like being so Gen Z, and he's like, I'm Aggie right now. And so I was like, oh, okay.
I'm Aggie. Paige has no idea what that means. I actually did not even know either. The whole place starts booing.
Erupted.
The loudest boo I've ever heard. Like, I thought that I mean, I don't know what would deserve that kind of thing.
No,
and then like you think it would end, and it just like kept
It just
going.
kept going.
You looked at me, I looked at you. I said I haven't lost control of a crowd like this since I was on Summer House. And Faye starts starting laughing, and then it finishes, and they just keep yelling, and then I realized, oh my god, okay, he's a college team.
Okay, yeah.
So it wasn't even like their professional team. So Texas A&M is the Aggies, and
this is Saturday morning Pop Warner, and they're losing their minds.
So then Paige is like, is everyone done being dramatic?
No, they were being so drama.
Dramatic, and we were scared. And then whenever like we even brought up football, it was scary.
They lost their minds, but it was funny. We had we had the best time the past couple of days.
Do you want to talk about our faith-based podcast?
Oh yeah, guys, for those of you who didn't come to our live shows or planning on coming to one of our live shows, we really highly suggest you do, because so many inside jokes end up happening and forming within our live shows. And we were in Nashville, and we were talking to our photographer, and we were just talking about therapy, because that's what girls do. And she said that it's really hard to find a therapist in the South sometimes because most of them are faith-based. And when Hannah and I heard the term faith-based, we
could not stop.
Lost our minds. For the next 4 days, we would refer to everything as faith-based.
We go in the Uber, and there was like a cross, and I was like, this is a faith-based Uber. And then I would make a joke about like my labia on stage, and I'll be like, I'm sorry, that was not faith-based. And then guys would go on stage, and we'd be like, how long have you been with your girlfriend? And they'd be like, 3 years, we're living together. And I was like, are you having premarital? Because that is not faith-based.
And it never got old to us.
Never.
Like,
and the crowd was like loving it too.
And this is a faith-based podcast.
This is a faith-based community that we've built. And faith is a loaded term.
Yeah, it's just believing.
I believe.
I believe.
Also,
in Giggly Squad, we trust. Thank you.
The funniest thing too is like I don't even know what kind of religions they are, but it is faithful in Texas. And they were saying like they live together premaritally. But I was like, do you guys just have anal? Because you can't have like real. And everyone laughs, so I think that means yes.
It is funny, like, how that is a thing for some people who are super religious. Like, you want to stay a virgin, but you just shove a dick in your butt. Like, that's wild. That's why I feel like super, super religious people are the freakiest.
But, like, how dumb do you think God is? That he only gets a notification on his phone if it goes in your pussy, but if it's in your butt, it, like, slides through the cracks. Like, his interns will not see it. Again, I told you about this. I think some people pray, like, you know, when you pull and pray, like, oh, please don't. God is taking important, like, there's wars going on.
Yeah.
That's like he's outsourcing that to like a company.
There have been times in my life where I've like prayed, and then I will think like, actually, God has so many other things to do. Me finding my jewel is not one of them.
Like you see something bad happen on TV and I'll be like, oh no, it's because God was busy trying to find my jewel. No, he literally has like a kid right out of college being like, oh, I'll deal with this jewel again. Is it the mango or is it the where's St. Anthony? St. Anthony's always busy. St. Anthony's not taking this. St. Anthony has been trying to find jewels for 3 years now.
St. Anthony's retired. If you guys aren't Catholic and grew up with like crazy Italian Catholic moms, there's a prayer. St. Anthony, please come around. Something is lost that must be found. I'm not kidding. It works every time. When I first started dating Craig, I would randomly be doing it and he'd be like, what the f are you saying? And I'm like, oh, it's a prayer for finding things. And he's like, you're crazy hocus pocus stuff. He started doing it. It astonishes him every time.
No, St. Anthony's like on his, because he's less busy than God. God has so many things going on.
The admin alone.
Speaking of crazy men, Drake Bell has been found. They were saying he was endangered. They were treating him like he was a tiger in Asia.
Yep.
They said he was endangered in Florida, which
everyone's endangered in Florida.
We were confused.
And then his wife filed for divorce, and then he said he found out on TMZ
when his wife reported him missing.
Mm-hmm.
It was giving like
crazy girlfriend, which
like he didn't respond to 3 texts. And
I identify with psycho crazy girlfriends because I am one, and I just love to see how certain ones move. and like what are their tactics, because you can learn something from everyone.
Filing a missing persons report when he is gone for like 6 minutes when he said he was going to Dunkin' Donuts and he's taking too long is
a pro move.
Fun.
Yeah. Like imagine the thought process she had to go through of like, should I do it? Should I not? 911? Yeah. I think I'm worried. I think something's wrong.
How long has it been? He said he was going to Dunkin' Donuts for about, and it's been like 30 minutes, and Dunkin' is only 5 minutes away in a car. He's someone else for sure. Do you think he was fucking someone else, or do you think he just was like...
I don't know, but it seems like something Shakira would do. She's like, 911? The jam? I don't eat jam.
Who would have thought that Josh would be the one thriving?
Yeah, I give Josh a lot of credit because I couldn't imagine what it's like to like be a childhood star your whole life, not live like a normal childhood, and then continue that profession into your adult life. Like the trauma.
Drake Bell is the Justin Bieber of Disney.
Drake Bell is Nickelodeon.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Oh my God. Wait. Do you think the Nickelodeon kids and the Disney kids had beef? Because that's a beef I would want to know about.
That's a reality TV show I'd want to watch.
I would watch.
They're scrolling Instagram. They're like, interesting. So-and-so got another show on Nick.
Like they
they slimed her. They picked her to slime. That's crazy.
They do like real world road rule challenges with Disney versus Nickelodeon kids, and they're all just like methed the out.
Well, seeing Christy with their parents yelling at them, that's so dumb. But Christy Carlson Romano has a podcast raising awareness about like the abuse in children actors.
Which she is exactly, you know how they say never meet your heroes? Not her. She is exactly what I wanted her to be from like growing up watching her. The nicest. Also, can we talk about Jamie Lynn Sigler being just like the prettiest person on the planet? Like literally if she walks into a room, you know, when you like you don't know people and they walk into a room and everyone immediately looks at them, like there's an energy. She just has like this energy where you're like, I
just like wanted to impress her so bad.
Yeah, like I want to be your friend. Like
And she just sat there and I literally was like, Jamie noticed me.
The most normal.
I was probably the person I was most nervous about. You know what's crazy? I've never watched The Sopranos, but it's just an energy she gives.
She's a literal icon in our community.
Oh, for sure. For the Italian girlies. Final piece of front page news that we've been talking about is a toddler broke into the White House and Secret Service had to tackle him. And the way they were holding this toddler
was as if this 5-year-old had a gun.
Like as if it was a threat.
Taking down the White House. He can't count to 5. He literally had his phone number taped to him because he was in kindergarten.
He doesn't know his ABCs. He's not a threat, but he stormed the Capitol. He slid in between honestly, on Ozempic probably. He squeezed in between the gates.
Literally, when I saw this story, I was like, I wonder if I could slide through. I don't know.
Like that kid is gonna get so much respect in his kindergarten class. Like, what'd you do this weekend? Like finger painted. I broke into Capitol. So that was really fun. You guys, we have to run to do Stiff Socks Pod. So and then we're still on tour in May. We're going to Denver. I think we have a couple tickets left. Phoenix, San Diego. Our third show has a couple tickets left. We have Huntington, a couple tickets.
I feel like Huntington is
wild.
Going to be wild.
The
Long Island girlies are
Long
nuts.
Island girls. We have Minneapolis, and then a couple left for a Chicago show in September. We love you guys so much, and it is a 1-year anniversary of my Bachelorette episode. If you want some nostalgia, isn't that sweet?
We should have done a 1-year anniversary trip. We basically did, except just sans the whole Bachelorette party.
And no salami was involved. We love you guys so much. Thanks for giggling, and we'll talk to you next week when we are not on the road and we'll be back in the studio. Love you.